So when I was around 12, 13, 14, I was a YouTube crackhead. I was addicted to that site. I could sit down and watch that for 4, 5, 6 hours. Like, it was bad. It got to the point where I would literally set an alarm 45 minutes before I needed to wake up, literally just to watch YouTube before I go out of bed to go to school or to go to training. Like, it was that crazy. I was literally losing sleep over this. Like I just said, I was an absolute crackhead. I was losing sleep over this, and when I forgot to do it, let's say I slept through my alarm or I forgot to set the alarm 45 minutes before, for some reason when I was going to school or when I was going football, or when I was just going anywhere, for some reason my anxiety levels were just higher. Like, it was crazy. Like, before school, if I hadn't, watched my 45 minutes of YouTube, I would literally feel anxious going to school. I'd feel nervous. I'd be looking around, feeling like, oh, something bad's gonna happen today in school, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was literally a crackhead. Just, I could sit down and watch YouTube for like 6, 7 hours. I didn't think it was bad at the time, but I look back now and I'm just like, yo, it was crazy. Like, I was fully waking up, my eyes squinting like this. The screen was on full brightness as well, but I didn't care. I had to get, I had to watch my vids. I just had to get that dopamine. I just had to get that sort of entertainment before school. And ultimately, looking back now, this actually affected me on the football pitch. And today I'm going to tell you how this actually harms my game and why you should actually limit your social media use as a footballer. So the first reason why you need to limit your use as a footballer is your attention span. Now, when TikTok first came out, I remember I was on there. Literally, I'd get up in the morning, even during COVID times. I'd get up in the morning and I'd just be scrolling for like 2 hours. And this was back in the days where TikTok, the vids were only like a minute long, you understand? So I was just scrolling, just scrolling for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, you know what I'm saying? I would scroll for so long, maybe 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours before bed, you understand? And the thing is, you're probably thinking, oh, it seems sort of normal for like a 14-year-old to, be scrolling on TikTok. But the thing is, this affects you on the football pitch, because whilst you're scrolling and you're only watching videos for a minute long, 30 seconds long, 10 seconds long, you're actively training your brain to only be able to stay focused for a short period of time. And obviously we all know football is a 90-minute game on the pitch. It's a 90-minute game. There's going to be different phases in the game. There's going to be times where the game's quick, the game's at a medium pace, the game's at a slow pace, and there's also going to be stoppages in play. But because I was scrolling, I was struggling on the pitch to remain focused on the goal, get into that flow state. And if you don't know what a flow state is literally where you have no thoughts in your brain apart from the activity you're doing. So in a footballer's case, it's like you have no thoughts in your brain that don't relate to football at all. Your only goal, the only mission in your mind is to literally just win the game for your team. Do whatever you need to do to win the game, you understand? But for me, I couldn't get into that flow state. I couldn't get into that zone simply because I look back now, I didn't know this at the time, but I look back now and it's like, yo, my attention span was getting cooked because I was just watching, 30-second videos, a minute videos, training my brain to only be able to stay focused for under a minute. And obviously, whilst I'm on the pitch, instead of me, staying focused, staying locked in, I was thinking about the most random things, just other stuff, just struggling to be engaged all the time, you know what I'm saying? Let's say there was a stoppage in play, like the ball goes up for a throw-in or the ball goes up for a corner. Instead of me thinking, okay, cool, let me mark my man, for some reason I was just thinking about something random. I was thinking about what I'm gonna do at school, if I did my homework, thinking about the girl I liked, you know what I'm saying? It was different things like that. I was thinking, oh, what am I gonna eat before when I get home? Just little things like that, just the random thoughts that go into your brain. I couldn't get into that flow state, and I look back now and it's like, yo, I see why now, because my attention span was cooked. And like I said, football's a 90-minute game. You need to be able to just stay focused, because like I said, there's going to be different tempos of the game. There's going to be stoppages, corners, free kicks, you know what I'm saying? You don't want the ball to go out for a throw-in, and then instead of when the ball goes up for a throw-in, you need to be thinking, alright, cool, I need to mark my man. Where's my man? Let me get tight to my man so he doesn't receive the ball and turn on it. Or this can be from a goal kick, a free kick, you just have to stay locked in, mark your man. But if you're there thinking you're losing concentration, guess what? Your man's gonna run off you, he's gonna receive the ball, and now everyone's looking at you like, yo, why does this guy have so much time on the ball, you understand? Or maybe it's from a free kick, the free kick from a crossing position, it comes in, you lose your man, bang, they score. From a corner, it could literally be from from anything. And in football, once you switch off, if you're playing against good players, once you switch off, they're going to take advantage of that. They're going to see, yo, this guy's not paying attention. He's sleeping. They're just gonna make a run, receive the ball, and do what they need to do, potentially leading into a goal for them. So literally, with social media, it's the attention span for me. I feel like if you watch videos that are like 20 minutes long, 30 minutes long, 40 minutes long, like you watch podcasts, so you watch podcasts, you watch, you know, I like to watch, people talking about football. I normally watch like football podcasts that last for an hour long. I feel like those are not too bad, you know what I'm saying? Those are not too bad because you're constantly just locked in. You're just locked in on a conversation, you understand? It's just two, three, or a group of people just simply just talking about football, you understand? So I feel like if you want to watch things on YouTube, for example, I feel like podcasts are the one, or at least videos that are more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you understand? I feel like, the Instagram reels, the TikToks, or even just scrolling on Instagram when you're just looking at other people's pictures. I feel like that sort of just fries your attention span because you're constantly just seeing new things every single time. You're paying attention to one thing for like 10 seconds and then bang, it's the next thing, and you're just training your brain. You're training your brain to literally, to be only able to focus for a short amount of time. So yeah, that's the first point about why I think you should limit social media as a footballer. Your attention span will be fried, which means you don't get into a flow state, you can't get into the zone, which ultimately means you can never produce your best performance on the pitch. Now the next point about limiting your social media use is your sleep and your nutrition. Now I remember when I was scrolling on social media, or this could even be the PS5 as well, literally the PlayStation as well, the same rules apply. I'd be playing on the PlayStation or playing on the PlayStation or scrolling on my phone, whether it was YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, doesn't really matter. However, when you're doing that for hours and hours and you're going to bed late and you're only getting like 4 hours of sleep, bro, your recovery is going to be terrible. I remember there were some days where I would only sleep like 4, 5, maximum 6 hours, and I'd wake up and my body was aching, you know what I'm saying? My body was aching, and obviously that's because I'm not giving my body time to recover. Sleep is the ultimate way that your body recovers. And to be honest, the thing with this as well, the tricky thing with this as well is that once you actually get used to, sleeping 4, 5, 6 hours, it gets to the point where you don't actually realize that you're sleep deprived. You understand? You don't actually realize that you're not getting enough sleep because for some reason your body just gets used to it. So I used to tell myself when I was a young player, it's fine. I only need 4, 5, 6 hours. I don't really need that many. I remember I'd probably go to bed at like 12 and then wake up at like 6 to go to school or to go to training, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I had training at like 10, so I'd go to bed at like 2 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? I'd have training maybe 10 in the morning on like a Saturday, for example. I'll go to bed at like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, thinking, I don't really need, to be sleeping 8 to 10 hours. I don't really need that. However, once you actually change your ways and you start sleeping 8 to 10 hours and you get into a routine of, sleeping 8 to 10 hours, you realize that, the difference you'll feel, the amount of freshness you'll feel when you get up in the morning, you'll look at yourself and you'll be like, I've been a dickhead, like I've been out here, sleeping 4, 5, 6 hours, and then you wake up, you sleep like 8, 9, 10 hours, and you feel fresh, you know what I'm saying? You feel recovered, you don't feel any aching, you don't feel any muscles being sore, you just wake up fresh and you're ready to go. Even if you play the game literally the night before, you wake up the next morning if you slept well and you're just good, you understand? So literally, trust me, as a young person, a lot of young people struggle with their sleep. They only sleep like 5, 6 hours, but trust me, you think that you don't need, the 8 to 10 hours, but just try it for like 3 days. Just try sleep 8 to 10 hours for 3 days. Maybe when you're on holiday, when you have a break, just go to bed where you don't have to set an alarm at all. Go bed at like 10 and then don't set an alarm and just sleep for however long you want to sleep, and you're going to see the difference, trust me. And then with nutrition as well, it's sort of a thing where it's like, whilst you're playing the game, whilst you're scrolling on social media, you're prone to just be snacking, you know what I'm saying? What's the typical situation where you're playing your PS4? You've probably got you've probably got a can of Pringles next to you. You've probably got like fizzy drinks next to you. You've probably ordered food, Uber Eats. If you're at that age to be ordering Uber Eats. And ultimately, it's just nutrition, you know what I'm saying? It's going to have a negative effect on your performance. You might not feel it when you're a young player, but trust me, all of this, it catches up to you. You're not going to be as sharp Especially if you're slacking in your training as well. You're not gonna be as sharp. You're gonna slowly put on weight, and you're slowly gonna feel yourself on the football pitch. You're gonna be like, yo, I kind of feel slower. You understand? I don't feel as sharp. When you go to do that step over or that body feint inside, it's just like it's like 0.3 seconds slower. I know. All footballers know that feeling where they just sort of feel 0.3 seconds slower, or they haven't played football in 2 weeks, maybe because they've been injured, and their touch isn't as clean as it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not as clean as it would be if you've been playing consistently, handling your nutrition well, training consistently. You understand? So and the thing is, it creeps up on you as a young player as well. At first you might not notice, but trust me, over time, maybe like a month or 2 months or 3 months, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, yo, like I don't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? My touch isn't the same. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel as quick. Maybe you had a teammate who you were always faster than, and you two were like the fastest players on your team. Yeah, maybe you were like the fastest players on your team, but you always beat him in the race. And for some reason, 2-3 months go by, and he starts beating you in races. He starts moving faster than you. And then you ask him out, and then you start saying, no, I'm still faster than the guy. Then you two race, and he beats you. And then you're going to be looking around thinking, yo, what happened though? Like, I was the fastest on the team. Bro, I'll tell you, it catches up to you. That nutrition, you know what I'm saying? Just all that late night snacking, not burning it off by going out to train, slacking on your training as well. And yeah, like I said, you don't want that to affect you, because like I said, it creeps up on you, and you don't want that to be the reason why you don't fulfill your potential as a footballer. So second point is literally just the thing is with social media, using it too much, it affects your sleep and your nutrition. And then the last point is literally just time. Think about the amount of time you're wasting by just scrolling, where you could be putting that time into becoming a better footballer. Now, if you're scrolling on your phone for maybe like 4 or 5 hours, I'm not saying that you just go out and you train for 4 or 5 hours. Obviously, that's not That's not, what's the word I'm looking for? That's not plausible, you understand? I'm not expecting you to, use those 4 or 5 hours that you're scrolling to go train for 4 or 5 hours. But you can do other things as well. You can use a bit of that time to, recover. A bit of that time, literally just stretch for 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Just 20 minutes. Just make sure that nothing's tight. Make sure you don't wake up in the morning and you have cramp, you know what I'm saying? Literally, you can watch football games. Literally, just even if there's no live football games at the time that you're watching, maybe it's like international break. Literally, just go on YouTube and just watch games. Just lock in on a player that's in your position and literally just watch him. Just literally watch what he does, watch his movements. You think that it won't help you, but trust me, little things like that help you, because once you see the player in your position, once you see his movements, it translates to your game on the pitch. Because when you're in that situation, you're like, alright, cool, I know what to do now. I know what to do. I need to make this run. I need to make this movement. I need to play in this area of the pitch. I always need to play one touch. I just need to bounce it back to my defender. Or this area of the pitch, I've scanned my shoulders. I can take a touch and I can play out. Open up my body, take a touch, and yeah, either play out or drive with the ball. Literally little things like that. And obviously you can use that time to go train. Use that time to go to the gym. Work on your explosiveness. Work on your power. Work on your strength if you're looking to build strength as a footballer as well. Work on your fitness if you want to go, like I said, gym again for treadmill, or you want to run outside, do sprints outside as well. There's so many things that you can do with that time that will actually help you as a footballer. Whereas you scrolling on Instagram, on TikTok, watching like football memes, that ain't gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? I can't lie, it's entertaining at times. Hey, some of the jokes on there are hilarious. I just be laughing when they're cooking certain players, but ultimately it's not actually going to help your game as a footballer. You understand? You actually need to try prioritize your time into doing things that are actually going to help you as a footballer. Now, is there a time and place to sit down and scroll on social media? There is a time and place. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you've done everything you need to do that day, and it's like 8 p.m. If it's 8 p.m, you've eaten dinner, you've trained, you've gone to school, or you've had a match that day, cool, you can scroll for like an hour and a half. It's not the worst thing in the world, you know what I'm saying? It's not the worst thing in the world. In my opinion, I'd just say, yo, you should, you know what I'm saying, you should watch a football podcast, or you should just analyze game film. But if you want to just sit down and just be like, yo, I've had a long day, fair enough, an hour and a half, I can't really blame you, especially if you go bed at a reasonable time, like 10, 11 o'clock, 12 at latest. If you go bed at like a reasonable time, then I can see I can see why you would do that, because obviously you can't be productive all the time. You literally can't, be grind. You can't be hustling, every single hour of the day. You understand? Obviously that's realistic. We all just need that time to, just decompress, de-stress. So I get that, but try use that time. Try use your time just as wisely as possible. Try not to waste time. In my opinion, when it comes to social media, I would say try limit yourself to, I think a good place to get to, in my opinion, is probably like 3 hours and less. 3 hours and less on whatever you need to do, because think about it, you're doing stuff during the day anyway. School's for like 8 hours, you need to wake up. Obviously you're getting the bus and that. Maybe you've got football that day. You can go to the gym on that day as well. Maybe you have to do homework if you're still in school. It's just one of them things where it's like, I don't think you should be, because especially on them busy days, you shouldn't have that. You shouldn't have 5 hours to spare just on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if you're listening to music on the bus on your way to training, something like that, that's calm in my opinion. But if you're literally but there shouldn't be time in your day where you're scrolling, in my opinion, for like more than 3 hours, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And in my opinion, as a footballer, if you find yourself having the time, having 5 hours to scroll, you need to be doing more things. You know what I'm saying? You need to be putting in more work. You need to be adding things to your routine. Maybe it's that you're a footballer but you don't go to the gym right now. Then use that hour. Maybe use that hour to go to the gym, or maybe hour and a half because you have to travel. But use that hour and a half that you're just on your phone or on your laptop or your PS5. Use that hour and a half to go to the gym. Build up your strength. You know what I'm saying? Start learning about, strength and conditioning, how to actually lift weights as a footballer, so you don't become too heavy, so you don't become too slow. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of footballers fear that, oh, if I lift weights I'll become slow. Nah, if you lift weights you're going to become stronger, and you're actually going to get faster as well if you do it the right way. So start researching, use that time to research on that. Start figuring out ways just to be a better player. Start going on YouTube, actually watching videos on like, how to improve my weak foot, how to improve my dribbling, instead of just watching like, I don't know what you man watch now. What do people watch nowadays? Like Pop the Balloon and all that. Like that ain't gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? Watch things that actually help you improve your game. So yeah, that's why I think footballers should limit their social media use. I hope you enjoyed the vid. I've been JT and I'm out.